What's up, Real Dealers? Welcome back to The Real Deal. It's your girl, Viv, and your boy, Jay the James.
Thank you for so much for tuning in. It feels so good to be here with episode 3.
Numero 3.
We're doing very well on this whole little production schedule that we got going on, and, you know, getting the podcast rolling and keeping it rolling.
I know.
I wish, no, that's not the one. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been a long time coming. Anyways, how you doing?
I'm okay.
How's everything?
I'm doing pretty well for this Monday. It's Monday, you know, Monday blues.
Monday blues. It's recording on a different day. It's not a Sunday. It's Monday this time. I see you got Sharky with you.
Let's introduce her.
Little Sharkalish.
Sharkles.
Sharkalicious definitions make the podcast go loco.
We just called all her nicknames. Her name is Shakira.
Yeah.
But she goes by Sharky.
Mm-hmm.
But anything that starts with a sh, she responds to.
Shakaka.
Sharpie.
What the heck? Her little like side eye moment. That's like kind of like 360 real slow. Like, what is going on?
She's like, why are you guys calling me like that?
I wanna tell them, and I hope that they notice. But ding ding, we got a light. Well, we've had the light, but we just haven't been able to. Oh yeah. Thank you. We've had the light. We just haven't been able to get the light stand. And today was actually the perfect day to get the light stand. I walked into Camera West Photography. Shout out to Camera West Photography off 111 in Palm Desert.
Rancho Mirage.
I don't know. Rancho Mirage, borderline Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert. I walked in and they had new ones and they had used ones. And it's just like, I'm cool with a used one.
Yeah.
Walked out of there with a vintage
moment.
C stand. Something that would have cost me 200, I don't know, 30, 80, between that range.
Yeah.
Dollars ended up costing me 65. And I was like, yeah.
We all love a good deal.
I want that.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So happy that we got that going finally. And, forgive me. I have to mess with it and tweak it a little bit more to see what percentage light, how much light I need to have into podcasts. But, overall, yeah, it's here.
It's exciting.
It's beautiful. I can look at it all day. So Viv actually has a topic for us today. And after reviewing the topic, I decided that I would title it. So I'm going to introduce the title first, and then I will allow you to discuss your topic. Title, Wants Meets Needs.
Yes. So wants meets needs.
Hit
so
it.
Before we get started, I'm actually going to read you guys my little inspiration for this topic.
Wow. She came official AF today with the phone and the script. Not really a script, but the article, I guess it would be.
Okay. So check this. If you want to be perfect, go sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting.
I know where that one came from.
Do you?
I do.
Should we tell them our little secret on how we get our topics? No, I'm just
No. This one specifically came from our mass on Sunday.
It did.
Good stuff. All right. Start us off.
Yeah. So wants, how it ties into the title is wants meets needs, is he's saying sell your possessions so that you gain treasure in heaven.
Right.
So to me, it translates into don't be so greedy. No, don't be greedy.
Right.
Right? Don't be.
We could all use a little bit of that. Don't be greedy. Don't be such a greedy.
Don't be stingy with your money.
Don't be a Grinch.
Because it's not going to pay off in the end.
Right.
And I mean, life doesn't have a payoff, but I don't know. You hear these sad stories where like people die alone. They don't have their families around, things like that. And it makes you question and wonder why. And in most cases, it's because that person that's alone in the end is because they were stingy or they were greedy. They didn't share their wealth or their success with others.
Right. No, I agree with you. I think that for me, I give a lot, and I've realized is the more that I give, even if it's like time, even if it's just love, something other than money, there's other ways of giving to people. And I noticed that the more that I give, the more that I get back.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder sometimes, like, why have I been getting so much?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be anything. It could be why I've been getting so many phone calls from this person, or why have I been getting, I don't know, just anything in general.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was actually a couple days ago, before Sunday, that I realized I've been giving a lot, and it makes sense that I get back a lot.
Mm-hmm. You do.
And I think that I tell people that a lot, and when they're asking, like, why does this happen to me? Why am I going through this? Well, think about it. You know, it's not so much a punishment. It's more so because I strongly feel that the universe is on some sort of like a, what do you call that?
Like an orbital spin or something like
No,
that.
like a pay it back type of thing.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
You know? I really feel like the universe, and especially society, is on that basis.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you give, the more that you're going to get back.
Yeah. And not necessarily in like treasures, aka money. It's like the little things. Like, for example, my parents, we've always been more like middle class America, but I see why, or it became clear to me why we were just kind of stuck in that position. Like my parents we never really had wealth, but we were always okay. We were always well off. And I realized it was because my parents give even when they don't have anything to give.
Right.
Whether it's food, whether it's a place to stay, whether it's just their time. They give a lot.
Do you feel like that could be oh man, I had something on the tip of my brain right now, and it just like jumped off the cliff, and now it's gone.
It's kind of like good karma.
Right.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize that I had that same exact thing until after I met you, because I realized, not to put your personal business out there,
Ooh,
but
we're going out there.
You will like come to me with your struggles or a little bit like your stress about finances, right? Like back in the day,
right,
when we were younger, like working part-time jobs. It was a struggle.
When life was fun, but still a struggle.
Yeah, you'd come with
everything was so easy.
Struggles. But then, bam, you'd get a new job, a new paying job, or bam, you'll get like a random check in the mail, and you're like, "Where did this come from?"
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I feel like you always get blessed in those situations. And I used to think like, why don't I get money? Why don't I get blessed like that? And then you helped me realize it's not money that you're getting blessed with. It's you have a roof over your head. You have a good car. You have food on the table. You have people who love you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That didn't completely make sense. I remember back in those days, I would always tell myself, why? What's going on? Why is this happening? Things would take long, especially like back then I was going through such a hard time. And, you know, with the unemployment and everything that I was on, like, you guys don't know me, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Yeah, I was on unemployment, and yeah, I was on food stamps, and I'm not ashamed of it, because there's certain points in time where you realize like I gave a lot to the community, and meaning like I worked a lot to the point where at one point I deserved to have had that, especially for the very few months that I've had. I think it was only like 3-4 months that I've had that.
Abuse the power.
Didn't abuse the power. But it goes and it coincides with what we're talking about, is you still want something, but then you also need something at the same time. And by giving into a community, by giving your time into something, you're going to get something in return. And I think that a lot of people that I know and future people that I will meet, I'll continue to tell them, you know, most people look at you and they say that's not right. You're wrong.
Yeah.
But try it. Try giving something, even if it's to a homeless person. I know that we're all very, very reluctant to give money to a homeless person because we don't know what they're going to go and spend it on. But you know what? What if it is actually going to something that they need, or something that they want, to make their lives better? And if they don't do it, then at least you have that conscience on you, like, I did it, so I feel good about it. And now don't have this mindset either. If you're going to give, don't have a mindset that you're going to get something either big or get something even at all, because it may not even happen. But don't have that mindset that like, I'm just going to start giving just to see what I can get out of it.
Yeah.
No, give because you want to. And when you genuinely do that, you give to somebody because you genuinely want to do it, that's when everything starts coming into play. That's when things start coming into you. And me and you do it more so now, with family, with friends, with people that we barely even know, even like animals too. You know, we give a lot genuinely because we care, we want to. And again, that's something that we've actually kind of want to keep building. And if you noticed, we've started getting a lot more back.
You're completely right. I think it's always going to be like an up and down kind of thing,
right,
for everyone. But I think everyone should give as much as they can, just because they want to, just because they genuinely want to, not to expect anything in return. I don't think you should ever expect anything in return.
Right.
But it's going to hit you out of nowhere when you least expect it. And you're going to be like, I get why I keep getting blessed. And
it's you're saying basically don't think about the return, but when you can by nature just give to somebody, anybody, by nature, without even second thinking and second guessing it, no brainer, just straight up like $5, here you go.
Yeah.
That's when you'll start to see some differences. So I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here. You can put me on the spot after this too, but I want to know, what would you say to the people that are set on like, nah, I'm not giving. Like, this is my stuff. Like, I'm not going to give. What would you say about those people? Or what would you say to those people? It's a two-sided question, so you can choose either or.
Looking you straight in the eye. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a two-sided question, so you could choose either or. I'll be satisfied.
I don't know. I guess I would say try and do better. Just try and be better. And we're not talking, like we've said already, we're not talking about giving money. We're talking about giving your time, giving a ride, giving, any little thing that'll help someone else. Because in the end, you go with that little what is it called? Resentment, I guess, in your heart that you didn't help someone when you could have. And
you feel like they just get deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole, and they start to feel that, because I don't think that they realize that you do feel that resentment, not giving to somebody. And then without realizing it, they go deeper into a hole, and they're just either they're going to get stuck there and never get out, or they're going to, get to a certain point beneath the surface and be like, you know what? I need to climb back up.
Yeah.
I need to get out of here. I need to reach the surface. I need to reach the light.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I know a lot of people who, like, you can't blame age. You can't blame the way you were raised. You can't blame your situations, because I know a lot of people who were greedy in the beginning, and then they went through their struggles, and then once they reached over that hurdle, they changed.
Right.
They became less selfish. They became less selfish. They became more giving. They became more of a yes person rather than a no person. Or not. I don't want to say yes person. I want to say yes, I can person.
Don't become a yes man. If you guys ever seen that movie, Jim Carrey, don't become a yes man.
Yes man, but say like, yes.
There are limits.
Yeah.
There are definitely limits.
But become more of like, yes, I can do that. Or I can't do this. I can't do it in this way, but I can do it in that way.
Find an alternative. Great one.
Yeah. So I had something for you.
Okay.
Because you hit me with that little personal question.
Let's do it then.
I completely forgot.
See, it's like me.
Yeah,
I had something at the tip of your brain, just jumped off the cliff, and now it's gone and just like splattered itself on the bottom of your skull.
I remember what I was going to go into. Okay. Materialistic. So how do you view people who only want materialistic things? Because this falls into a wants and needs category. A lot of people put themselves in a deep hole for a materialistic life.
Okay. I could see that. And I can say that I've lived that, probably still kind of do, but for all the right reasons. I think, yes, certain materialistic features, certain material. Blah, blah. Wow, that is tough.
We got a lot of bloopers in this one.
Jeez Louise. Certain materialistic features in your life you do need for certain expectations and certain reasons. For instance, let me bring up a reliable car. I probably didn't need to go out and spend what I did on my truck. However, it is a dream truck of mine. I'm definitely going to keep it for the rest of my life. But giving the new career that I'm starting, I need a good, reliable car. I couldn't rely on other people and rides, although it was very much appreciated, but they got their own lives to live. And I just hated being a burden into their schedule.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Like, yes, I didn't need that specific truck. However, I didn't want it, and it is going to last me many, many, many years. And also on top of that, it's going to be very reliable for what it is that I'm trying to go for.
Yeah.
When it comes to things that you don't necessarily need, that's where it gets a little tough. And I think that's where people need to take a step back and realize that whether you're rich or you're not rich, let's say you're not rich, let's say that you're living a middle-class life, like the majority, about 80% of us live that middle-class life. That's where you need to take a step back and realize, like, I can't afford it now. However, if I stay humble and I stay patient and steady for set yourself a goal. My goal is always like 5 to 8 years. If I stay steady and patient and humble for like 5 to 8 years, I will be able to get that.
Yeah.
And it's going to feel that much better when you get that materialistic thing that you've been wanting for so long. It's going to feel that much better that you finally own it. It's right there in your hands.
Yeah.
You're going to have so much more pride that you have it there.
Yeah. Because then you can go on and say, I earned this or I deserve this and truly mean it.
Right.
Because I don't know, there's some people, a lot of people have different ways of getting paid, but some people 2 or 3 times a year, they get that free paycheck, depending on how many weeks there is in that month. I think that, I know, right? I think those are like, if you're like a living paycheck to paycheck kind of person, I think that's the perfect time for you to use that free check and be like, I'm going to purchase something I've been wanting, or I'm going to purchase something for someone that they've been wanting.
Right. Again, because going back into it, when you, throughout those years and with that free paycheck, if you have any type of free money coming your way, if you think about it in the long run, when you get to a point where you do want that something, all those years or months or weeks that you had thought about it and put it off and put it off and put it off because you decided that your needs are more important than your wants, that also coincides because you're also giving at the same time. You're giving here, you're giving there, you're giving to a friend, you're giving to a piece of family member. What are you, a piece of pie? You're giving to a family member. And like, I like what Kobe said, and I'm going to use it. It's not the destination, it was the journey. Yeah. It's not the destination, it was the journey.
Yeah.
And I use that for a lot of the things. I use that for the podcast. I use that for the truck the truck that I've been wanting for so long. I use that for my real estate career that I'm starting. And I love that because it just goes with everything. It's not the destination, it was always the journey.
I love that saying. I love that man so much.
Yeah.
I could cry just thinking about him.
And if you think about the journey and you continue the journey on, even after you get to the destination, and you continue to provide for the community, for the universe, the overall spinning orbital, whatever you said earlier, that comes back.
Yeah,
that comes back to you.
And I talking about Kobe, because unfortunately he did pass away at such a young age, leaving behind 3 daughters and a wife. Do you feel like what you contribute to the world or to society, right? To your community, even just your family, do you think that's going to affect your family after you've passed? Either by reputation, or maybe karma didn't get back to you. So maybe it's going to go back. It's going to hit your kids that you left behind, or your wife that you left behind.
Yeah, but you talking about not giving?
Yeah. Like if you didn't,
No, I think me
Or
personally, I
if
think
you did contribute, do you think it's gonna reflect off the people?
Well, I say yes if I have contributed throughout my life, and I say yes because if you think about it, since I've already been giving for so many X amount of years, that the point that I have a spouse and offspring, I have already gotten to my destination because of how many times I strongly believe that the more you give throughout your journey, when you reach the destination, you're going to be that much successful to the point that your success is gonna start to drizzle off and start to rain off to your offspring and to your spouse. That's how I feel if I do give and I've reached my destination and I've been doing it for so many years. If you're not giving and you have spouse or offspring or all of the above, and you haven't given throughout the years, throughout your life, I don't say that it's gonna backfire on them. Because everyone lives an individual life. Everyone's different. Yeah. You can have a son that is exactly the same features as you. Everything about you and him are exactly the same. But there's one thing that changes, and that's the drive for success. That's their demeanor. That's their personality, the way they think. Yeah. Everything changes when it comes to the brain. Everything changes when it comes to the brain. So yeah, let's say I wasn't the person that gave. I'm the father. I gave birth to a son, and then my son comes about. I pass away, and then he has a different look on life. It could be he has a different look on life from the beginning he was born, or maybe even after I passed away, he could have a completely different look on life. And now with his mindset or his personality traits, he may just want to change, and he may be doing everything opposite of what I did. And that's why I feel like, no, nothing will in the end, when you're thinking about people that don't give throughout their life, I don't think that it'll pass on to generations. It'll stop there.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people. I don't know what I believe, but I know there's a lot of people that believe in generational curses. So that's where it kind of plays into that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know any off the top of my head, but kind of like I guess that movie Holes.
We were just talking about it the other day.
Because isn't the
me and
Zero?
Tino. What up, Tino?
Isn't it that Zero ends up being that lady's grandson or something?
Yeah. So
she was able to help him with the rain or whatever. Yeah. Like whatever happens in that movie, I forgot. But something like that. There was some kind of curse going on, and then because he ended up being related to Mrs. Houdini, whatever her name is.
I think it was Houdini. They would put Shia LaBeouf would definitely have a name like Houdini in this movie. Just saying.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah.
Do it.
It ties into that. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
right.
You know, generational curses.
That's time.
Oh my gosh, really?
That's time.
What the heck? I'm not even done.
I hate to say it, but that is time. Gosh, thank you so much for tuning in back to The Real Deal. Again, it is Jada James and your girl Viv. We will be back here with another episode, hopefully by next week. And I'm sorry that everything's been kind of wishy-washy. We do appreciate you guys tuning in every single week and every single episode that we post. Until next time, it is The Real Deal. Thanks for tuning in. Good night. Right through it.